Hi everyone, so in this video today we're gonna see together how we can code the prototype for an action RPG in 3D in Godot, where our player can move, can jump, can go to platform. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create first a 3D scene, and that node, which is a special node, which is the node that we use for like a 3D things in Godot, I'm going to rename it level 1, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to create a folder, I'm going to call it level, and I'm going to save it here. And here you can see I have already an asset folder that I've created before, and I have two assets here. I have Dotty 3D Godot, which is my character, and I have 3D City Godot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it here, and now I have my scene here in the Godot editor, in the Godot view, sorry. And what I'm going to do now is basically I'm going to come here, I'm going to click on the arrow here, and I'm going to say new inherited. So like this it will show me all the things that I have in my folders, because basically I've imported all my folders from Blender. I have my start of project here, so this is the things, and so I have imported all that project in a .glb. And here I can basically choose which things I'm gonna create the collider on. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this one, and so it's the cube 07 here, and I'm gonna click on mesh, and here I'm gonna click on create tree mesh static body. This will create a collider for that specific mesh of my levels. And I'm gonna do the same actually for just some others. So I'm gonna do this one, I'm gonna click on create mesh, this one I'm gonna do the same, and this one I'm gonna do the same. Okay, so now like that my player will be able to work on those things. I'm not doing all of this now, it's not necessary yet. I'm gonna save that, by the way. I'm gonna call it 3D City Godot. I'm gonna put it in my asset folder. Voila. So now I'm gonna save that, and this node I'm gonna take it out, and I'm gonna just bring back the scene, and I'm gonna put it here. That'll be better. So like that. Okay, sometimes I have a hard time to do stuff in Godot like that. Okay, that's good. So now we're gonna start to create actually the character. So I'm gonna click on the plus, and I'm gonna go here on kinematic body, not the 2D, this one. I'm gonna go for the kinematic body in red. All the red stuff are basically the node that Godot uses in 3D. And here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide my player here, so my little fella, and here I'm going to click on Dotty, and I'm going to go to transform, and I'm going to set that to 0, 0, and 0. So like that everything is fine. The kinematic body I'm going to call it player. And now I need to have a box collider for my character. So for now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the player, I'm going to go here, I'm going to look for collision shape. And because my character is sort of in a cylindric shape, I'm going to come here in shape, and I'm going to click on cylinder shape, and I'm just basically going to make it fit the shape of my player. So this should be alright. Let's see. Now here you can see that it doesn't touch well the ground, so it doesn't match the fit of my character. So that's gonna be it for now. For now, that's gonna make it. And so now I need to create another special node, and on this one I'm gonna create a camera. So this one I'm gonna call it camera player. And here I'm going to create a camera that will be attached to the player. And so for the camera, I need to adjust the camera to where I want it to be. So I think I'm going to go for behind him, a bit above. And I'm gonna, you can see that here I have that sort of a purple purple rectangle here, and so this is what will be visible in the camera, so I need to rotate it so like this it will be in the direction of my player. I'm gonna, by the way, change the view. I'm gonna make 2 viewport like this, and here I'm gonna activate the preview, so like that I will be able to see what my camera is seeing. So I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna take the blue circle, and so like that I can position my camera. Okay, like this it doesn't seem too bad, so I'm gonna save it, and same things, I'm gonna save it here. And so now I can start to create the code. So first I'm gonna start with the camera player. So I'm gonna click here and I'm gonna create another folder. I'm gonna call it script, and I'm gonna put the script here, create. And so here, so this I can get rid of this, can get rid of this too. And so here I need to first have a bunch of variables. So one of the first thing I need to have is basically I need to have a var. I'm gonna call it touch speed. It's gonna be a float. It's gonna be equal to 1.0. Then I need another one, which is gonna be a mine look angle. It's gonna be float. It's gonna be equal to 5.0. And then I need a third one, which is going to be max look angle, and again it's going to be a float, and it's going to be equal to 5.0. This you will be able to make it your own, like that's fine, like it's just stuff that works fine for me right now. So here I'm going to say that mouse delta is equal to vector 2. So this will be controlling the movement of the camera with the mouse or the trackpad, and so I put it on 2 dimensions, so like that I can't mess up too much with the camera, which will be better for the type of game I want to do. So here now I need to code the input. So func input is going to be an input event, and here I have to say if event is input event mouse motion, so this one, we need to say that mouse delta is equal to event dot relative. And after that I'm gonna create another thing, which is gonna be func process delta. And here basically I'm gonna get the rotation to apply to the camera and the player So here I'm gonna say var rotation is equal to vector 3 is gonna be equal to mouse delta dot y, mouse delta dot x, and 0, and it's gonna be multiply by touch speed time delta. And now I need to do deal with the camera rotation, vertical rotation. So I need to say that rotation degree dot x is plus equal to rotation dot x. So this is built function into Godot, by the way. It's not me who have made it. So rotation degree dot x equal clamp rotation degree dot x min look angle and max look angle. So this basically is taking those values that we have here and assign them to control the vertical rotation of the camera. That's basically what it means. And now we need also to handle the player horizontal rotation. So here we're going to say that player dot rotation player dot rotation degree dot y is minus equal to rotation dot y, and finally we need also something. We need to clear the mouse movement. So here we're gonna say mouse delta is equal to vector 2, and we miss one thing, which is normally, I think it's in here. We miss one component. We miss basically a reference to the player. So component. Here we're just gonna say on readyVar player is equal to get parent. And so this line basically will take a look here, and we'll see that player is the parent, so it will call it directly into the script. And so with that done, our camera script is done, and it will follow our player, and it will also rotate when we move the mouse on the screen. And now we need basically to create a script for handling the movement of the player. So we're going to do the same here. I'm going to go back to my script, open. And now I can basically create a script here. So I'm just going to make no comment, and I'm going to say create. And so here now I need some variables. So I'm going to say variable move speed. It's going to be a float. It's going to be equal to 10.0. Then I need another one, which is going to be jump speed. It's going to be a float as well, and it's going to be equal to 20.0. And finally we need gravity, and it's going to be again a float, and it's going to be equal to 15.0. So now we need to call the vector. So the velocity gonna be okay, typo. So the velocity gonna be equal to a vector 3, because we are moving on 3 axis basically. And we need also to make a reference for the camera. So component, and here I'm gonna say on readyVar, and I'm gonna call the camera, and it's going to be camera get underscore node, and it's going to be camera player. Okay, so now I can create the main loop. So it's going to be physics process delta, and here I need basically to have a reference to the velocity. I need to set them down to 0. So it's going to be velocity dot x going to be equal to 0, and the velocity dot z going to be equal to 0. And now I can put my input into a variable that's going to be called input, and it's going to be a vector 3. And now I can start to actually create my input. For creating my input, I first need to go to my project setting, input map, and here I'm going to create a bunch of variables. So I'm going to create move backwards, I'm going to add it, then I'm going to create move forward, and I'm going to add it as well. I'm going to say move left, move right, and I'm going to say jump. And here I'm going to put everything to .1, because this is the sensitivity of the response of the key or the joystick or the gamepad, whatever you're playing your game on. And so putting it at .1 is very good for that. So now I'm just gonna map my key. So I'm gonna say that move backward gonna be my arrow, my down key. Then I'm gonna say that move forward gonna be the up arrow key. Move left gonna be the left key, obviously. And the right key gonna be the left arrow. And jump is gonna be just the space bar. I could have used UI accept, but like this is more like meaningful for me. So now I need to create my movement input, and so here I'm going to say if input is action pressed, and it's going to be move right. I'm going to say that input z is plus equal 1. Then here I'm going to say if input dot is action pressed, and it's gonna be move left. I'm gonna say that input dot z minus equal 1. Then if input dot is action pressed, here's gonna be move forward. Oh no, here is gonna be move forward. It's going to be input.x this time. That's going to be plus equal 1. And finally, if input is action pressed, and this time it's going to be move backward. This one going to be input dot x, that's going to be minus equal to 1. And so now I need to normalize my input. So input equal input dot normalized. Voila. And I need to set up a little bit of code yet, and then after that it will be finished for that first part. So var direction, I need to say that so direction transform dot basis. So this is a built-in function into Godot for handling everything about the transform of your player and stuff. So it's going to be input dot z plus transform dot basis dot x multiply by input dot x. I think I'm right. Seems like it. So after that we say that velocity dot x is equal to direction dot x time move speed. Then velocity dot z, that is equal to direction dot z time move speed. And finally velocity dot y, that is minus equal to gravity time delta. Now I need to code the jump input. So this is going to be the jump input. So here I'm going to say that if input is action pressed, no, is action pressed, and it's going to be jump. N is on floor. I'm going to say that velocity dot y is equal to jump speed. And finally, yes, finally, we're going to have velocity that's going to be equal to move and slide, and it's going to be velocity and vector 3 dot up. And so normally now I have made no typo and it should work. So I'm gonna go back on my level. I'm gonna put my player. Gonna just set up everything nicely. Voila. And so where am I now? So okay, so let's get better. Voila. Okay, so now I'm gonna put my player right here, and so supposedly it should work. So I'm gonna save and I'm gonna play. I'm gonna select my level 1, open, and yeah, it works. So you can see that if I move my my mouse, it works, and now I can jump and I can actually go on the little platform here and stuff. So of course it's not perfect yet, but it's already a start, and that's what is cool about this. So I'm just gonna close that. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna make some change in my code. I'm gonna I think at first I'm gonna make a change in my player. So I'm gonna put, so my player is here, so I'm gonna change a bit the position of the camera. So that's not what I was looking to do. Camera. So yes, I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna put it a bit up. Not like that. Not like that. It's very fiddly, but that's what is important to fix. Voila, that's what I want. Okay, So now it should be better. And for the camera, I'm just gonna change some stuff. So here I'm gonna augment that to 4. Minimum look angle, I'm gonna put it to 8. And this I'm gonna put it to 10. Let's see. So now I'm gonna come back here. And you can see it's way more responsive already. And so now you can basically play like this. And you have a first prototype of a little 3D game in Godot. You can jump. You can't collide with everything because I haven't created the collision yet for the walls and the house and stuff like that, but I will. And so anyway, that's it for me. So I hope it has been helpful for you. So if it's the case, don't hesitate to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will make more video about this. I'm gonna make some more stuff. I'm gonna create animation for my player here and stuff. So like that, when he moves, it can actually run and jump and those kind of things. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.